guys, welcome to my channel. So I start with a primer. I use the Avon BB cream as my primer. So what I do is I try to even it out across my eyelids, underneath my eyes where I usually get eye bags. I do it on the shaft of my nose and on my nose as well. Just make sure that you don't rub it in too much. You just need to smear it evenly across your eyes just so that it gives you a nice even skin tone and it just fills in all the creases on your eyelids. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe to my channel. This is the third time I've tried to do a cut crease. So guys, I am very much a beginner. So please bear with me. I prefer to start with my eyebrows. So I take a toothbrush. You can use an old toothbrush, a new one, it doesn't matter as long as it's clean. I brush up my eyebrows. I brush them up, all of them, make sure that they're all brushed upwards. And then after I use this brush, I don't know what to call this brush, but it looks like a mascara brush, but yeah, so I use that to comb my eyebrows up just to make sure that they're perfectly combed up, and then I shape them on the sides using the brush. Using an eyeliner or pencil liner, whatever you call it, I fill in my eyebrows in an upward direction because now I've combed them up so they all look like streaks that are going upwards. So I just keep filling in all the missing eyebrows. I just keep filling it in using gentle light strokes. If you use hard heavy strokes, your eyebrows are gonna look scary. So yeah, I just keep filling them in, going according to the shape of my natural eyebrows. Obviously, the more you fill them in is the darker your eyebrows are going to be, but I want a more natural look, so this is why I use this method. This method works for me. I prefer my eyebrows looking pretty much not too different from the way they actually look without makeup. Most of the products that I use, I buy them from Avon, and then everything else that I don't buy from Avon, I buy it from some cheap random store. Like the pencil liner and my makeup brushes, they come from some random store, pretty cheap, but it works for me. As a beginner, obviously, you shouldn't be expecting to get it right at your first try. It's usually the first time you do almost anything, it's trial and error. So practice makes perfect. What you just have to do is just take your time, especially when it comes to things like your eyebrows or doing a cat eye, things that need symmetry. Take your time. I finished my eyebrows using a concealer from Avon and a brush from the random store. I line my eyebrows underneath very, very lightly. I am very scared of concealer. Okay, I'm not scared of it. It's just once you make a mistake, it is very hard to get it off because it has a lot of oils in it. So it is really, really hard to get concealer out your face when you've put in too much. So to avoid putting too much, just rather put in little by little by little by little. So I only clean up my eyebrows underneath because I still want them to look natural. The moment I'm going to clean them up on top, then they're going to look like eyebrows on fleek. I don't do eyebrows on fleek. I just fill in my eyebrows and make them look nicer. I accentuate my natural eyebrows. Keep in mind, guys, eyebrows are not twins. Even your natural eyebrows are not twins. They are always going to be sisters. Yes, on rainy days they might be friends, but sisters. I've learned that using an angled brush makes it so much easier to apply the concealer in a straight line. Finally, my eyebrows are done. I bought this eyeshadow from the random store. The first and second time I used 2 colors to do my half cut crease, but today I'm going to use 3 colors. I start at the inner corner of my eye, shading with this pinkish, maroonish color. I don't know what color this is. And I'm going to keep going along the crease of my eye, shaking it. Because the brush is very hard and dense, it's very difficult for me to shade in circles. So instead I use a back and forth motion across the crease line to shade in. Even if I'm going above the crease line or on the actual eyelid, I usually use a back and forth motion going left to right because it's very hard to make circles with such a hard brush. To get a really nice, smooth, popping color, you need to take your time. Don't rush it. Just put on some music and take your eyeshadow brush and the eyeshadow and just apply it gently on your eyelids. Take your time, just keep shading, keep shading, keep shading, keep shading, and keep distributing the eyeshadow evenly across the eye, and make sure that it looks more or less the same everywhere on the eyelid. I'm not going to cover the whole eye with the eyeshadow because eventually I'm going to cover it with a concealer. So I'm going to try to leave out the exact spots where the concealer is. I had no idea that doing a makeup tutorial video would be this hard.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
And now I'm adding a second color, which is that dark maroon with brown, I guess. I'm adding it to the crease line. I have never done this part before, but I'm doing it and I hope it works out. But then I then realized that this color is actually too light, so I decided to pick another color. I took a brown color instead, and then started blending with the brown color across my crease line. And I noticed that the brown color, when it gets in contact with this pinkish maroon, it started creating this really nice dark mild purple. I don't know how to describe it. Notice how I didn't use the second color on the whole crease line from corner to corner. No, I just used it in the middle. Using an angled brush and the concealer, you start slowly cutting your crease, really slowly, especially if you are a first timer. Don't just go and draw a straight line where you want to cut your crease, because that's just gonna ruin it for you, and then you're gonna probably have a really bad day if you're going somewhere. So just really cut it slowly, sort of like you are tracing it in, or as if you are shading it in, but just do it really slowly. That way you are less likely to make a lot of mistakes or large mistakes. So just do it slowly. I find it that it's actually easier to start on the side that you struggle with everything. If you struggle doing your eyebrows on the right hand side of your face, start with the right hand side of your face. Then it becomes easier for you to imitate the shape, the style, the look, the pattern, whatever it is, on the side that you are more comfortable with. Using the angle brush, use it at an angle to create the cut crease. I prefer going a little bit over my actual crease so that the cut crease is visible even when my eyes are open. Again, take your time and do it slowly and be as gentle as you possibly can. It won't always look perfect because your eyes are not identical twins, they are sisters. And yes, sometimes it's going to be very hard for you to get it right, but practice makes perfect.
On we'll go. till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them. To see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways.
Using a different eyeshadow brush, I take the light pink eyeshadow and then I start shading it on top of the concealer. But obviously I have to make sure that the concealer is 100% dry. Especially if your concealer is liquid, make sure that it's completely dry, or else trying to shade over it when it's not 100% dry, you're just going to remove it. So yeah, I started shading it, but obviously because I bought that at a cheap store, the color's not even reflecting, so I opted for a darker pink and started using that, which that darker pink was also not even dark enough, but it needed me to use to keep applying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and got so tired but kept applying it until it was dark enough. I mean, look at it, it is so dark, but when I apply it on the concealer, it's barely there. Well, I guess that's what I get from buying from cheap stores, I guess. Turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Now this is the hard part, the blending in. I don't know if there is a correct way to do it or if there's an actual method, but I just found a way that works for me. Using the first eyeshadow brush that I used to blend in the darker colors, now I'm going to slowly start blending the darker color into the lighter color just a little bit, and then I'm going to take the brush that I used to use the lighter pink to transfer that color back into the dark part. I keep doing that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, using linear movements, going left to right, left to right, left to right, but little movements. Usually I get it quicker than today, but today it took me a bit longer. I don't know if it's the concealer or I'm really just out of it. I don't know. But yeah, so just going left to right, moving up and down, not blending up and down, moving the brush up and down, but blending sideways, left to right, left to right, left to right, alternating the brushes and alternating the colors. Yes, you can use the same brush, but for me, I prefer using two different brushes. That way I avoid using the wrong color on the wrong place, because if you make a big mistake, you're just gonna have to walk around with it, or you're gonna have to wash your face and start again, and I don't want that. When you're done with your blending and happy with the outcome, then you can finish off the look with an eyeliner. Whether you use a pencil liner or a liquid liner, it doesn't matter. The eyeliner just helps the eyeshadows pop, and if you want to put in eyelashes afterwards, it can help as a guide as to where you should put your eyelashes, and then you don't have to worry about drawing a line over the eyelashes after you've placed them. I'm addicted to cat eyes, so cat eye goes with almost every look with me. This is how I do my half cut crease. I almost never put makeup on the rest of my face unless it's a special occasion, or else on a daily basis I just draw my eyes, eyebrows and eyes, lipstick, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment down below. Mwah!